Hello friends, so today we're going to discuss the second problem from the latest Google Kickstart round E, problem name high buildings. In the start I did some silly mistakes and that's why I got a lot of wrong answers, but in the end I understand the logic, and let's read over the question statement so that we can go over this question. So the question statement states that you can read it, but there are two persons, the two-person name is Andre and Sule, and what they actually do here is they are having n buildings. So there are n buildings numbered from 1 till n, and now Andre is standing on the left side of all these buildings and Sule is standing on the right side of all these buildings. So I'll draw it out to make it more clear. So let's assume that this is a straight line. There are some buildings. Okay, now Andre will be standing here and Sule will be standing here, and they will be looking at this building from this view and Sule will be looking at this building from this view. Okay, now what they will do, they will count out how many buildings they can see. When Andre will see from this side, how many buildings he can see. Okay, he can see this building, he can see this building, because let's assume that you are looking for this, you will see the smallest building and then the next largest building, but you cannot see this building because it is overshadowed by this. But if its length is greater than this building, you can see this building. Okay, let's assume that this building is also greater, then you cannot see this building, you cannot see this building, you can see this building and you cannot see this building. So Andre can see 4 buildings. Now let's see Sule, he can see only this building and this building, so he can only see 2 buildings, he cannot see because this is the largest one. I hope you understand. But and the question statement states that you are given how many buildings Andre can see and how many buildings Sule can see, and also information C. They also learned that there are C buildings that are visible to both of them. As you can see that this building can be seen by this person also, and this building is also seen by this person also. So there is one building which is common. So Sule can see 2 buildings, Andre can see 4 buildings, and there is one building which is common in both of their views. So you are given these, and there are n. How many buildings are there in total? So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there now the information is you are given 8 buildings are total in there. 4 buildings can be seen by Andre, 2 buildings can be seen by Sule, and 1 building is common among both of them. So you are given this information n, a, b and c. Now what you have to do, you have to make a configuration of these buildings such that it will hold true this condition. So such that this configuration will be hold true in the drawn or given. You have to draw a possible combination of buildings. So that's the whole logic or the whole question first. Okay, so you are given these test cases, so you can see this. Else if this is impossible, then you have to say that this is impossible to draw. So that's the whole question. Now you can understand this question more by first finding out some test cases, or generally drawing out first few test cases from the start. Okay, if there is only one building, then Andre can see it and Sule can also see it. So, and there is only one building, so n is equal to 1. Andre can see it, so he can see one building. Sule can see it, it is one building, and common is also 1. So if n is equal to 1, only this configuration is valid. Okay, now let's assume that there are 2 buildings. Now 2 buildings can be, okay, I have to tell you one more point. If the length of 2 buildings is same, then any person can see both of them. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, if Andre is standing here, he can see this building also and this building also. He cannot see this smaller building, but if there are 3 buildings of same length, let's assume that it is length 1, 1, or 2 length, 2 length, 1 length and 2 length. So Andrew can see both of these 3 buildings and Sule as well can see both of these 3 buildings. So this is a valid configuration. Okay, now let's assume that there are 2 buildings. The cases can be, if n is equal to 2, Andre can see, so it can be both of the buildings can be same. One building can be small, other building can be large, and other building can be large, this building can be small. So in this case, there are 2 buildings. Andre can see 2 buildings, Sule can also see 2 buildings, and both of the buildings are in common. So this is the configuration for this. Okay, now in this configuration, as you can see, there are 2 buildings. Andre can see both of the buildings because as you can see, if I are looking from this side, this is smaller, this is larger, so I can see both of the buildings. But Sule can only visit this, watch this building. So he can only watch this building, and the common building is 1 also. again. And for this configuration, it is that there are two buildings. Andrew can only see one building, Sule can watch both buildings, and the common is 1. So for n equal to 2, these three configurations are only valid. So this is, now if you can go on till 3, 4, but it's very long, but you can see that for 1 and 2 I can see that there are only small configurations, so I can like hard code it. Okay, now let's assume that we go for 3. Now we want to build some 3 buildings. How we can see? Okay, now what you can see here is there are some types of building in which there is some type of building in which can Andrew can see. Okay, now there are some type of building which are common and some type of building which can be overshadowed. Okay, now if you can count out how many buildings are there which belongs to each type, you can build this configuration. Okay, so now what you can see that how can you find out? Let's assume or draw some random type of building in which I have like 2 buildings which are same, then 2 buildings which are very small which are overshadowed by this, and then there are 3 buildings or like 2 buildings which are very large. Now as you can see, if Andre will be seeing, he can see like both of these buildings and both of these buildings. Okay, because these are equal and these are equals, but equal building can be seen. So there are in total 6 buildings and Andre can see 6 buildings. Sule can see only these 2 buildings, so it can see 2 buildings, and the common is also 2. So what you can observe here is, if you are given A means how many buildings like Andre can see, it will include the buildings he can see, like these buildings and this building which are common. So common building plus this, and if we add how many Sule can see, so it will also include the common building. Okay, and if I delete the common building from this, so I have double counted the common building. Common building is in this also and common building is in this also. If I subtract one common type of building in this, then what will be left with us? We will left with us how many total buildings both of them can see. If I subtract this whole term from n, this means that how many buildings are overshadowed. I hope you understand this. This term is very important. Now this term can be used to calculate how many buildings are overshadowed which cannot be seen. Okay, so this term can be used later. Now what you can do here is, there are some configurations. Let's assume that there are some configuration in which there are some buildings in the start which Andre can see, then there are some overshadowing buildings, then there are some large buildings, then there are some again small buildings, and then there are some overshadowed like big buildings. So these are overshadowed. This can be a possible in gen scenario, but like you can draw it. So what you can see there, if there are some buildings like these tall buildings, then I can draw these short buildings which can be overshadowed by this building. But if there is no tall buildings here, I cannot build these overshadowing buildings here on the left side. I hope you understand, because if I make this building here, then Andre can see these buildings and they will no longer be overshadowing buildings. So I have 3 types of building now. The buildings which can be seen, there's some overshadowing buildings and some tall buildings which are common. If this buildings, overshadowing buildings should be overshadowed by some buildings. If there is no building here on the left of it, then this cannot be overshadowed. So there is one condition in which I can only draw some overshadowing buildings, because overshadowing building is this number of buildings are overshadowed buildings. If this number exists, then these number of buildings should be such that there should be some left building. We have to check that whether there are some left buildings, then I can only draw this, or if there are some right buildings, then only I can draw it. Also you can check that it is not beneficial to draw some overshadowing buildings here and some overshadowing buildings here. I can only draw it here only. It's better. So as you can see, now if I'm looking from left, I can see only this building and this building, and if I'm seeing from right, I can only see this building and this building. So this building and this building is A, and this building and this building is B, and the overshadowing buildings is this, and the common building is only C. I hope you understand the overlay or the big picture of this question. Now what you can do here is, there are some few conditions. So what you can find out, how many these type of building are there. If A is equal to the summation of these types of building, common building, plus this building, because A is how many buildings are total are there which Andre can see. Andre can see these common buildings and this building. If I can subtract this common buildings, because I know C is the common buildings, if I subtract A minus C, I can get how many buildings are there on this left side. If this A minus C is greater than 0, which means that I can build some buildings which can overshadow these buildings. So what can I see there? If there is existing this term, or like if A minus C is greater than 0, then I can build some buildings here. Then I can build some overshadowing, all the overshadowing buildings here. Then I can build the common buildings, and then the rest tall buildings, like less than, which I can see from Andre side. So these buildings are B minus C. Same, if these buildings are A minus C, this building will be B minus C, because this total is B and this is C, so this will be B minus C. I hope you understand this point now. So, but if there is no overshadowing buildings at this point, or this big building here, then I cannot build this small buildings here. I have to shift these small buildings at this point. So there are few scenarios. If A minus C exists, then I can build these small buildings here. If it doesn't exist, then I cannot build these small buildings here. I have to check that whether this part exists. If this part exists, how we can check whether B minus C exists. If B minus C exists, if B minus C is greater than 0, which means that there are some buildings here, then I can build this overshadowing buildings here. If both of them doesn't exist, then what you can do? Which means that all the buildings are same, and still you have to draw some overshadowing buildings. Now if you want to draw some overshadowing buildings, you cannot draw it here, because if you draw on this side or this side, then they can be seen by Andre or Sule, and then it defeats our purpose. So what you can do here is, I will tell you, just clear it out. In this case, if there is no buildings on this left or right side, I can only draw the common building. So let's assume that I have given some scenario in which there are n equal to let's assume 5. Okay, so there are 5 buildings I have to draw, and Andre can see, let's assume 3 buildings. Sule can also see 3 buildings, and common buildings is also C, which means that I have 3 buildings which are common, and those 3 buildings are only there because, like, if I see from left, there are 3 buildings, right, 3 buildings, and common 3 buildings. So it means that there are only 3 buildings which I can draw, but I have to, the length is 5. So how we can draw it? So it means that I can either draw one building, and then I can draw the small overshadowing buildings, and then I can again draw the same height buildings. So now it is of length 5. If I look from left, I can see 3 buildings. If I look from right, I can see 3 buildings, and there are 2 overshadowing buildings. I understand. So now what I can do here is, I can give the height of every building some number. The overshadowing building will be the smallest, so I will give or mark them as 1. The next bigger building, or the buildings which I can see, or on the left side or right side, can be marked as 2, and the largest buildings, which are the common buildings, I can mark as 3. And then I will use these 3 type of buildings to draw this whole scenarios. So let's move on to the code to make it more simpler. So now I will take the input of A, B, C and N, and then for the first case which I have told you, if N is equal to 1, then A should be equal to 1, B should be equal to 1, C should be equal to 1, else it is impossible. For N equal to, there are some cases which I have told you. If N is equal to 2, either all of them, if all of them are same, then there is the building condition is 1, 1. If A is equal to 2, B equal to 1, C equal to 1, I have told you in the, like, you can go previous in this video, these 3 conditions are there, and if N is equal to 3 and both of these 3 conditions are not met, then the answer is impossible. Else we will find out the left out buildings, which are overshadowing buildings. If this left out building is less than 0, which means that how can the left out buildings be less than 0? It is impossible. Then what we can check, that if A minus C is greater than 0, then what is the scenario? I can build some buildings on the left, then I can build some overshadowing buildings. How many buildings I have to draw in the left? A minus C, then the overshadowing buildings, then the common buildings, and then the rest of the B minus C buildings. So that's what I've done. If A minus C is greater than 0, I will do A minus C's middle buildings, then I will draw the overshadowing buildings, then I will draw the bigger buildings, and then again B minus C on the right side. If this A minus C is not present, in which means there is no building, no middle buildings on the left, so I cannot draw the overshadowing buildings on the right, or on the left, sorry. So I have to draw it on the right side. So that's what I see. But I have to check that B minus C should be greater than 0, then only I can draw on the right side. So if this is greater, then I first have to draw A minus C, which is the middle buildings. Then I have to draw, like I can also remove this, there is no middle buildings if A minus C is greater than 0. Then I have to draw this middle buildings or the common buildings. After common buildings I have to draw the smaller buildings and then B minus C buildings. If there is no B minus C buildings also, then I have to check that I have to draw in this scenario, in this case which I have told you, I have to draw this C here, like C is the common buildings, common types of building, but to overshadow common like these small buildings from both sides, I have to check that whether C is greater than or equal to 2. C is the common buildings, because if both of these conditions are not met, that it means that all the buildings are of length same. But we have to check that whether C is greater than or equal to 2, then only I can like cover both of these small buildings from both of the sides. So that's what I've said, that if C is greater than or equal to 2, then we have to first put only one large building, and then I will put the small overshadowing buildings which are left, and then the rest of the C minus building on the right. Else if both of these conditions or all of these conditions hold false, then the answer is impossible. And that's the whole logic for this question. It has a lot of cases, but if you draw them out, like you can be clear. I hope you understand the logic as well as the code. If you still have any doubts, please mention down. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Keep coding. Bye.